We back up in this bitch.
If they wanted to take it outside in the parking lot, the ex-wife and her homegirl would have been well within her right to put a little beat down on the mistress.
Oh my
Hey.
God, I just want to get on this mic and talk to my girl.
We still got some fucking ninjas out here that don't know no
Mm-hmm.
better.
How dare you? You think that it's appropriate to take a woman, a young woman who is still a minor, and put her in front of the congregation to apologize?
Him, he just a ninja. I mean, he was cheating from the door. She said it. He didn't give a shit about nobody but himself.
We might find out some shit tomorrow that we had no idea. So I'm just gonna sit and wait.
Listen, something don't smell right to me, but I'm going to mind my business. But I'm not, because I want to know what y'all think.
So stop acting like, oh, we're not taking handouts. Bitch, you are a handout. You taking our money.
What's
Boop, boop,
up,
boop.
ladies? Welcome to
What's
Three
up?
Aunties and a Mic, the podcast about grown folks ish. I am your girl, V with the T. I have with me Weekday with the everyday drama and Miss Bookworm with the read. Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hey, welcome back. Welcome back. We had a little 2 week break, didn't we? Ugh.
Yeah, it was
Yes.
quite a break.
Yeah, me and Miss Bookworm were on the Rock the Bells cruise. Had
Yeah.
a ball, you know. Shout out to Real Hip Hop.
In the building. Or it in the boatum. On the boat. We was rocking it out with
Yes.
Rock the Bells, y'all. It was phenomenal. Phenomenal. What a time.
So what's going on with you, Weekday? What you been up to?
Not a thing, not a thing. Just chilling, just living, just hanging in there, just putting up with people's craziness, trying to get out of it, you know. I think sometimes I just want to turn, how like you want to get back in the bed and just pull the covers back over your head, but you know that life is going on and you cannot do that. But today was kind of strange. Me and my mom went to Walmart. First of all, Walmart is expensive. I did not I haven't
Yes.
gone food shopping there.
Yes.
Their food is more expensive than some of the regular supermarkets. I was like, Mom,
Yep.
this is ridiculous. But the young man at Walmart, if you get to see this, I want to let you know you're lucky my mama was with me. Because I was going to be one of those people that showed my ass in the Walmart, and it was not going to be cool. Okay. All of a sudden, I'm standing there. My mom's putting I did my order first. You know how you have two cart, you only have one cart, and y'all
Oh yeah.
sharing that same.
Yep.
So I did my order first. So I just went to go turn away for a second to go do something else. I was walking away, and my mom put my bag in there, but at the same time, I guess she was trying to start ringing her stuff up. But she just moved my bag. This little young boy came running. My mom said, "What's wrong?" He said, "Oh, let me check. I need to know if you ran up the vanilla wafers." Okay, young man, it's $4.99 vanilla wafers. My mother is 78 years old. Do you think she's gonna rob you when she still had a cart full of other shit for $4.99? Now I know he's trying to do his job, but
Y'all did hear about that
sweetie,
70-something-year-old woman and just got arrested because she was stealing some prescription drugs for her husband. I'm just saying it do happen.
But
I'm
we're
not
going to see
saying,
a
but
lot more of that lately too.
We
But
yeah,
go
are.
ahead.
We
exactly.
are.
Yeah.
But we're talking about prescription drugs. I'm talking about $4. Prescription drugs are high, baby. Okay, let's
Oh
be
yeah.
honest. Okay, vanilla wafers are $4.99. If we double the 4.99, that's probably what he's making an hour,
Oh
right?
oh
Because we
oh
know
oh oh.
Walmart doesn't really carry and hire people for more than 20, 30 hours because they don't want to pay a fair wage. So let so I just want to let that young man know I understand you were doing your job, but boo boo for $9 or whatever you're making at the Wally,
And
it's
this
not
was
worth
self
it to come and
checkout,
try.
right?
Yeah,
You
this
were
is self
doing self
checkout.
checkout.
It's
You
not
know, and I
enough for you
probably
to come
feel
and
like
attack somebody like
things
that.
are heightened right now because of the whole thing going on with the SNAP benefits and people, threatening on TikTok to come to Walmart and ring up stuff or not ring up stuff and walk out. And so I'm sure that they have probably been trained, that's the word we're going to use, right? They've been trained to pay extra attention to things, and that's
Mhm.
probably why he reacted that way. I don't think he was thinking about her age. I think he was probably
I'm
focused on
sure
what
he
he been
wasn't.
told by the managers.
Yeah.
People gonna be in here tripping. Y'all need to be paying
Hmm.
attention to the folks. But this is my thing. If you're
Pay
concerned about
me.
that, this is my thing. If you're concerned about that,
Put people
to
on
the
the
point that you
register
got
and
people
stop letting
running
people self
across
service.
running
Yeah,
Take
across
away
the
self
aisles,
check.
then you need to take the self checkout away,
Take
and
that's
away
you
right.
need to
self
start ringing
checkout.
folks up, and
That's
then
right. Exactly.
the person
I
at the
agree.
Walmart at the door that's checking receipts, they need to be on top of their game.
Yeah. That's right. Let me tell you, you welfare queen, Walmart, the biggest welfare queen we know, that gets a subsidy for every time that they hire these people that are work doing these workforce initiatives. Yes, the people
Yeah.
that work for them that are on the SNAP benefits that they get $9,000 per person whenever they pick up those employees. How do you? Why won't you
Mhm.
just give part of that, half of that $9,000 per person that you're getting, and put that in their wages? And put them back on the registers if you're so fearful that people are going to steal food. I can tell you I've been to at 2 or 3 supermarkets in the last couple of days. There's nobody at those supermarkets. There was hardly anybody in the
Oh.
Walmart, okay?
I was wondering
People
about that.
are at no, people are at the food bank. They they are at the food bank. Let's just put it that way. A lot of people at the food bank, a lot of people are too prideful to go to the food banks. Please, people, put your pride to the damn side. Your kids are hungry. You should not think about this. Your kids wake up in the morning hungry. The school, if everybody understands how SNAP really works, the school will not supply a lunch, right? That's all associated with SNAP. It's supplemental nutrition assistance program. That's what SNAP means. So now your
Mhm.
children does they don't get a meal for lunch. Then they come back home to be hungry again. Make it make sense. So I mean, I'm not saying, he's a bad person. I'm saying Walmart, because this is really a Walmart issue. Put your
Mhm.
people on the damn register if you're scared about people stealing. And stop this nonsense of having somebody come in, because like I said,
I don't like
he
self
took my mom
checkout.
off guard. And I really,
Mhm.
and we just went through it because I had pushed ourselves through the self checkout, and I probably shouldn't
Mhm.
have. But, he alarmed my mom because she was like, "What did I do? What's wrong? What's wrong?" He said, "Oh, it didn't look like you rang up the vanilla wafers, but it was showing on the screen. That's why I know how much they were. 4.99 was showing up on the screen." He said, "Oh, but it does look like you rang them up." But I think because she reached for my bag that was still sitting where she was putting the vanilla wafers at, he just assumed that she probably just threw the vanilla wafer in there, but it showed her ringing it. I had to walk away because y'all know how I am.
Oh, yeah.
And I
Does your
was just
mama
like,
know how
this
you are?
yes, my mama does too. So my mama was so glad that I walked on away. She gave this quick look like, "Young man, you need to get away. Cause
Pass.
you get ready to see her
Save
show her
yourself.
ass quick." And
Save
so my mama
yourself.
had to I said, "Mom, I'm going over here," and I just walked away. But I'm just saying, this is just a FYI for people going through the self checkout. Um, Please believe the government has not reopened back up. People still have not gotten their SNAP benefits. Okay, they're right now fighting these states to give back the money that they've used to give them their full exchange of their SNAP benefits. So people are still in need. That's all I
Mhm.
want to say. And I want to say, be on the lookout, be alert that people are still on the need because they did not get all their SNAP benefits in some states. And in other states where they got all their SNAP benefits, they are hurriedly spending that money immediately. Okay. Because when the new CR goes in effect, which is only good until the end of December, everybody, it's not good. They said they will continue to fund the USDA, but it's only good until the end of December. So let's have some clarity on what that looks like. That means we could be up to the same question again about people getting fully funded for SNAP, and now that they're taking away potato chips, ice cream, cookies, all is being taken away from those new SNAP benefits, and I think soda and juices. So
Oof.
it's got a new face to it. Yeah. All those things that were in that particular CR and the new SNAP benefits, they will no longer be able to buy ice cream, cookies, any baked already baked goods, anything that's in a box, Oreo cookies. They're not allowed to have any of that. No
So
candy.
they reclassified what's eligible for
Exactly.
EBT.
That's
Okay.
correct. That's
EBT
correct.
eligibility rather. Yep. Oh
That's right.
wow.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's the new reclassification. So you think it's going to be a little nuts now? We don't see people in those lines because they're trying to get food from other sources. But as they come back to start, going to get their benefits, you're going to see crying, screaming kids and owls saying, "I can't have a piece of candy," and it's like, no, that's an extra. You can't afford that. It's got to come out of your pocket.
Mm. Y'all better hit
That,
Halloween heavy
yeah.
every
So
year.
that's about it.
Uh, well, I'm
Wow.
over here pissed off because it's cold.
Oh
That's
yes.
it.
Oh.
I'm just pissed off
Oh.
because Saturday it was super duper warm. I even
Mhm.
went to the shore and it was just beautiful. People were out on the beach. It was free. There were people surfing. It was just a gorgeous day. And so it was, a nice summer day and Saturday, no big deal. And then Sunday was a nice fall day. And then I woke up this morning and it's as cold as the polar bear nuts. I'm like, what the hell is going on? The air is back to hurting my face again. I don't like that. Your lighter don't work as good in the cold. Things like that. It's an annoyance. So there's that.
Yeah. On top of the fact
I,
the damn Walmart was cold. What the
oh,
hell you
it's
even turn
cold
on the
all
damn
over.
heat?
Well,
I'm like, y'all
because
didn't
they
turn
had
on
the
the heat.
air
I was
on
freezing in that
Saturday.
store.
They
It's
had the air
crazy.
on Saturday. That's why. They
It's cold.
confused. We
Mm-mm.
all confused.
Yeah, we are.
We are all confused. Yesterday, I went outside, and I'm in Georgia. For those that are listening and don't know, and it was 30 something degrees. It had just been 80 degrees the day before.
Did you guys
Listen,
get
it's
snow?
yes, there was snowflakes coming down
Hmm.
in Fulton County. I'm like,
You see, my
what
ears are getting
the
full.
hell?
I'm
I
in
don't
the
even got my
basement,
winter
so my
clothes.
ears are getting
I haven't
full.
even taken my winter clothes out yet. I still got
Me
summer and
neither.
spring clothes up because it's been so warm here. I was not prepared at all. It was not happy about it, but I digress.
Oh,
So, anyways, ladies, let's get into it tonight because we got a lot to talk that I want to talk about. So, first, let's start with I guess the elephant in the room, right? What everybody's talking about is these Democrats. So, the question of the week is, should the Democrats have fought harder on the government shutdown, or was getting people back to work, getting people fed, as we were just talking about, and
right.
getting the airlines back up and running? Because I mean, they
Whew,
out here in Atlanta, I can't even tell you, Delta,
I
they canceled like
heard.
1,000 flights just
I
today.
heard.
So, what is y'all's thoughts on it?
Um, hold the
Six in
fucking
one
line.
hand, half a dozen in the other.
Hold the
That's where
fucking
I'm
line.
at with it. Yup.
I'm sorry.
You
I,
say
I,
we
I
say?
really saw
What
no
did you
point
say
in
we
this.
say? I
I said,
didn't hear you. What did you say?
Hold the
hold the
line.
fucking line. I'm sorry. I understand what people are saying, but they somebody said, well, they were never going to win this fight. It was never about winning the fight. Did y'all understand what this really was about? It was
I
to
don't
take
think
a
they did.
stand. And they didn't understand. It was to take a stand to say, listen, at this point, people are getting fed. I mean, if people take the initiative, a lot of people can get fed. You might not get fed what you like to eat, but let's say you can get fed. No, listen, I can tell you guys, I made a donation. I was in the supermarket on Saturday, and I normally don't tell people about my philanthropy because it's really none of your damn business. But I was in the supermarket, okay, and I'm only saying that because if y'all like to know, I'm not working either, and I haven't been
Right.
working for 6 months. But I was in the supermarket and they had um bags of food they set up, and they were $10 a bag.
Mhm.
And they said you buy the food, the bags of food, and it was store brand, but it was still food. It was pasta in there, spaghetti sauce, some rice, some beans, and those were mostly canned, but it was stuff in that bag. Okay, there was no cookies, candies, none of that stuff. Period. Okay, it was staples. And so they said, you take that bag to the trailer. So I brought 3 bags. They were $10 a piece. Okay. I mean, no, I didn't make a huge contribution. No, I don't have millions of dollars. I wish I could have went back and made some more contributions. I think I didn't like how the bags were set up. I would rather do my own bags. But people are getting fed because there are people, and we'll talk a little bit about it. That was why I submitted the other part of my question. There are normal, everyday working people finding a way to feed their neighbors and whoever else needs to be fed. Like I said, it may not be the choice. I don't know if you heard Tiff about country cooking, the chick that owns
Mhm.
that, and how she went
Mhm.
and spent all that money. I think she spent $50,000 and got food. And somebody was dogging her, but in retrospect, she had meats and everything. And all she said was, you can only select one of the various types of meats
Okay.
and fill up your box. Okay. And somebody complained. How dare you complain? Sometimes when we're in
And
a
she's been doing that
crisis,
forever
for
and
years,
ever
for
and
years, yeah,
ever and
she has,
ever. So
but she did
this
it in
is
a
not
big
a one
way.
up for
Yeah.
her. Right.
No,
Yeah. This
no,
is, yeah.
she did it in a big way. So I'm saying people can get fed. It's about the things that are holding you, might be holding you back. The one somebody said, "Oh, I couldn't get fed because the food bank closed at 5." This food bank opens at 7:30. So between 7:30 and 5, you working? Could you have had sent somebody else to get it? What was going on that you couldn't have made it to get the food? Okay. The food is people are, I mean, it's not a lot. Let's be clear. The food banks they were running dry, but we're starting to see more that they're getting more and more food. And it's there. Like I said, it may not be the selection you want. Okay. There is food and there are staples. And as long as you are feeding the children, we all have to remember this. And I think this is where it's lost on everybody, because we had the mix of the government workers right here, and we had the mix of the folks that are on SNAP benefits. And the government workers are also saying, listen, my money's running dry. I can't feed my families. But SNAP benefits, the majority of people on SNAP benefits, and let's be clear, are children. So children can't get to the food bank and get the food, number one. The other people are senior citizens. Most of them may not be able to get to the food bank and get the food either, right? But they're the people that get on SNAP benefits, and are disabled and are vets. Those are the highest population on SNAP benefits.
And they're the least taken
And
care of.
and they're the least taken care of, right?
They really
So,
are.
and guess what? At this point, they would accept meals no matter what that meal was, as long as it was meals that they could find edible and that would keep their stomach from growling at night. This is the thing that people need to be focused on. Okay. It may not be the meal you want to have. It may not be something, but guess what, damn it, I ain't eating lobster every night either. Okay. We all figure out in our budget or what we have as an everyday budget. The average single person gets $184 a month in SNAP benefits. How far you think that's going in this day economy? I spend $100 a week as one person. The other day I went to the market and did not buy one protein item I had was cheese. I spent $50. And that's serious. And people don't know what protein is, because I could tell some ignorance out there. And the people, y'all know who y'all are that's getting the most SNAP benefits. So I'm going to bring you to the front and explain to you what a protein is. Okay. It's meat,
Wheat.
chicken, fish, eggs, beans, yeah, cheese. Okay. Just in case, and now y'all can step back because I've educated you just a little bit stepper. And like I can't make stupid smart. So, I'm just trying to help out to get to some part of that side of that brain that might be able to understand what that concept is. So, in retrospect, what I'm saying is that I understand the whole government worker, but I'm going to say this to you, government worker. In January, when that man came into office, he started slashing people's jobs, taking. We never seen RIF, as my mom would tell you. My mama was a government worker for 42 years. My stepmama was a government worker for almost that same amount of time. So I've had them in my family, and they've never seen what they call RIF, right? Which is what we call getting laid off. So I will say this: you've had warning signs. But they've been blowing the horn ever since this man jumped in office in January. You saw people, probably your coworker that sat 2 seats down from you, get laid off. Be better prepared. I was expecting my layoff, but I kind of knew it was happening. I knew it probably a month before when there was some conversations happening, some emails that came out. But you guys have been forewarned for we're talking about, it's November. Since January, since that man stepped foot in office and they were slashing. So I said on February 6th on TikTok, and I'll say, and I am weekday. If people don't know who the fuck I am, I'm weekday. And I said it. On February 6th, I said, hold on to your money. That was for everybody. I didn't get laid off until May, but I said, hold on to your money because we didn't know what was happening. Couple of days ago, maybe a week ago, I came back on and said, listen, guys, I had this horrible man. He was in office the last time I got laid off and I fell on hard times. Yeah, I did. And I said again, there are two words of the day, and I'm going to keep saying them: humility and sacrifice. Humility will take your ass to that damn food bank to get food for your family. Sacrifice will say, at Christmas time, there's no Christmas. Wrap them gifts from last year because some kids only paid with them gifts for less than a month, and put them damn gifts back under the tree. Because we are in for a rocky ride, people, and y'all need to be better prepared instead of sitting and going on social media and places like that saying, oh my God, I don't know what to do. What you're going to do is you're going to pay your rent, keep a roof over your head, and food. And everything else can fall to the wayside. Listen, I've saw my credit go and dump down to 300, my credit score to a 320. Today, I can tell you it's not that. You can rebuild that. Get your lives together. So that's all I'm going to say because it makes me angered by the bad behavior and this whole Democrat thing. Hold the fucking
But
line.
okay, because that's your answer. Okay.
No, she said it at the beginning. Yeah,
She
she
said
said
it
it
at
at the
the beginning,
beginning.
then she went
Yeah.
all the way around, and then she
No,
came
but
back.
she said
Okay.
it. She
But she
said it
did
I
at
answer
the
said
the
it in the
beginning.
question.
beginning.
She did answer
Yep,
the
and she.
question, y'all.
Oh yeah, she
But
did.
she had some shit she
Mhm.
needed to get off her chest.
And
Go ahead.
remember, remember, white women, you voted for this motherfucker. Suck it up, bitches.
And that's why they want to take away our vote now. That's why the
Let
talk
us
is
pray.
taking away the women vote. But all right. Well, oh my gosh, my thing was, six in one hand, half a dozen in the other. There is a higher percentage of Americans as a whole that live paycheck to paycheck. It's just a proven fact. So, and it's been like this for a while because of the minimum wage, because of all of this. So we've been seeing this happening for years, especially the past 5 years, because we're also trying to rebuild from COVID. I know a lot of us, had tapped into a lot of our savings during COVID, things like that. So we were, I feel as though we were, the middle class was starting to rebuild what we might have been altered, during COVID. And that's the middle class I'm talking about struggling. So if the middle class is having struggles And that's a very large percentage of us, especially when you look at the triangle. We're taking up the majority of the population that are living from paycheck to paycheck. Yeah, people out here are hungry, and the food banks and all of that, but we also had to remember, when we're living paycheck to paycheck and then there aren't any paychecks, now we have to pay for gas to get to these places. Like, it was a whole trickle down, it's a trickle down effect. That now the gas is, nobody like, what are you going to do? We have been faced and put in a position where our backs are up against the wall. And when folks' backs are up against the wall, especially when times were already proven to be hard, it's it comes to a place where you have to make a decision. And the decision is feeding my family, paying my rent. How long would the eviction process be if I just don't pay this and I'll just keep the lights on? It's getting cold. I heard the uptick on Klarna and these different, split your payment type things. It's an uptick there. But then when you're falling behind on the payments, and then when all of this is over, people who have been going to their banks to take out loans at, God knows what percentage it is, just to be able to stay afloat. Being prepared was a little bit hard when you were trying to rebuild, coming off of, like I said, the whole pandemic and things like that. So it was very hard, and I hate that there needed a decision needed to be made, and it was at the sacrifice of the American people. You know what I mean? Because Congress still gets paid. The military were still getting, paid, and their benefits. Not everyone lost out, but too many did. There's a small percentage that were still getting paid, but too many weren't. And that was where you're going to start. You're going to start to see the crime rate go up. It's almost like, maybe they're trying to continue the playbook of 2025. What it was, a playbook. Project 2025, where they just wanted to eliminate the whole federal government. And, we're seeing it play out. We're seeing Project 2025 and what it was intended for. I knew it was going to come to a really, uh, it was going to come to a head with this airlines. When you start fucking around with these airlines and these big businesses and things like that, and now you're dealing with you're in these billionaires' pockets. You're fucking, when you get to that airline industry, that's a whole different speech. That's a whole different conversation, if you will. And now different people are starting to speak up. And those aren't the people who are receiving snaps. Those aren't the federal workers. Those are the 1%. Those millionaires and billionaires. That's when you're starting to mess around with them. Not the Walmarts. Walmart gets the subsidies. They'll be okay. But those airline and those
Oh no,
remember,
Walmart is
remember,
affected.
yeah, but
Walmart's affected. I mean,
not
let me
as
tell you
heavy
something.
as the rest
Let
of
me
this
say this.
airline.
Let me say this. Don't y'all just think about these CR is only set until the end of December. What's going to happen between now and December?
But
That's all
all
I'm
of
going to say.
those were going to, all of the premiums were set, everything, the healthcare was set. That Republicans will throw us, they will feed the American people to the wolves. They will. They're not going to bend, they're not going to break. They have always showed their hand.
But I'm
And then
saying
the Democrats
financially,
did what they always do, and they caved.
but my point about finances is that these big companies are expecting a big load at Christmas time. That's why the CR is only set until the end of December. And that's my point. I'm not saying that, yes, I understand what you're saying, but I'm saying it's not just the airline industry. We've been seeing this airline industry, this whole air controller thing going downhill from the beginning. This is nothing new.
Not missing
And a
two
lot of flights were,
paychecks though, weekday. Not missing
yeah,
two
but no, it didn't
paychecks.
matter. Let me tell you something. I was in Atlanta 2 weeks ago, and I was told normally I can fly out of Atlanta at least 3 or 4 flights out of Atlanta on a Saturday. I was told that day, oh, we are on a weekend schedule. I ain't never
Yeah.
heard that before. And that was before everybody started talking about canceling these flights this week, because that's been the conversation this week. But flights have been being canceled. If we go back into looking at back all the way back to March and April, flights have been being canceled since then. And they were still working
And that's
because there's
okay,
not
but
enough
it's an uptick.
employees.
Not a well, why? Why? But right now, the airline has not seen this many cancellations ever. Remember, they were the ones being bailed out at one time. The airlines want to be
The welfare
bailed out.
queens.
The airlines never want to be broke. That believe me, once it got to that, and you are talking about people who are working without their second paycheck, and they are taking out loans. They're renting. People have to rent U-Hauls and cars to get home. Because the flight, the number of flights that are canceled, these people are exhausted. These people are calling out. These people are calling out because they have other jobs. They have to do what they have to do. But then you have this leader in charge saying, "Oh, well, the ones who stood by, they're patriots, and the ones who didn't, they should be fired." Really, dude, you can't disrespect the working class. The working class is what really makes this country run. We've seen it. We've seen it in March of 2020 till about March of 2022. It is the working class. It is the essential workers. We're the ones that are keeping this world going. The world, not just this nation, the world. And for us to be now the brokest country almost out there, we used to be rich and rich. We're like the brokest country where I honestly, personally, my little conspiracy theory is the money wasn't there. Really.
Hmm.
The the money wasn't the
Absolutely
money
right.
wasn't
I
there.
You're
agree.
absolutely right. You're
And they
absolutely
The
had to
right.
money's
scuffle
missing.
and shuffle and get that
And
money.
that's
If
why
they
that's why they are
That's
pushing
why
back on these SNAP benefits, because there is no reason in hell why
there's
these
no
benefits
money.
can't be paid.
But
None.
shout out to Katanji Jackson Brown. I don't want, please, Lord, don't let me disrespect her name. Justice Brown, correct? She played chess because now she's opening it up where come tomorrow they have to they have to explain why, which opens up for an audit. And once the audit is opened up, y'all might as well have released the Epstein files. The Epstein files might be the distraction he needs if the audit come down. Because I'm telling you, the money wasn't there. And the money wasn't there. They snatched and they're juggling. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. And it's at the sacrifice of us. And that's not cool. That's not cool. So, like I said, our backs were up against the wall. They knew it. The Republicans always know it. And they know that the Dems will cave. And the 8 that voted against, they're not up for reelection. So to me,
Mm-mm.
I personally think they were the scapegoats that were used to get this, to get, because
So,
nobody else would have, we would have ripped them to shreds. And so those
Yeah.
were the 8 pick lackeys, I call them.
Right.
Those were your little lackeys that were used. But they're playing in our faces. And that's what I think is the most pissed off part. People are hungry. People, it's crime going to happen when your heat start and your stomach start growling. I'm gonna rob me a nigga. All right, Beanie said it.
I
I'll see
told
if
y'all
our
we
producer can throw that in when he does the edit. Throw that in as our background. When your sneakers start leaning,
we've
you're
been at the Rock the Bells cruise, so we still in our hip hop
gonna rob me a nigga. Gonna rob me a person.
era.
Oh my God! Sometimes you
So
gotta laugh to keep from crying. God help us.
yes. So here's my take on it. One thing I wanted to just fact check weekday. I thought the CR was good through January 30th, not December 30th. Can we fact check that? Because I don't want to
I'll
be
check it for you. Yeah,
sharing
I'll check
any
it.
false information. So
Okay.
that's the one thing I wanted to mention. But um, here's the thing. It's one of those things where, Tiff, you kind of said it, or on one hand, one thing that neither one of you have really spoke about is this healthcare, right? Everybody's premiums have already gone up.
Yep.
People are getting their bills. They done went from $400 to $2,000, like no lie, right? Um, I know there's people that are in the middle of open enrollment in their jobs,
Yep.
and their health insurance has skyrocketed. So this is something that is already happening.
And already
Can
set up
things
in
be
place.
undone? Absolutely, things can be undone, but how long is that going to take for something to be undone? And even if you undo it, they not getting this $2,000 they done paid on this premium for the last 2-3 months back in their pockets.
You'll never see it.
So it's one of those things. It's kind of hard because it's like, yes, the damage is already kind of done when it comes to healthcare, but if the Dems held their ground, this kind of stuff wouldn't continue to happen, and
Right.
there would be a discussion, a real bill, a real plan put into action to make sure that healthcare is taken care of moving forward. And I think that's the thing that people need to understand, because everybody's like, well, what's done is already done. Yeah, but no, because there's no plan. How are we going to fix this? This is not sustainable. So we have to figure out healthcare. And by the Democrats holding steady to what they believe in, that would have been a discussion at some point, whether it took 60 days, whether it took 90 days, for us to figure it out
The
and for there to
orange
be
man
some
ain't
type
going
of
for it.
right. So
The-
my thing is,
mm-mm.
it's like, our ancestors back in the day and all the things that they did to get the rights that they needed to get passed and to get the things that they needed to get done. Some folks had to starve. Some folks had to walk 10 miles to
Oh,
work because we weren't allowed to get on them buses. Like, there's certain things that you just gonna have to sacrifice. And the other thing I'll say is this: yeah, them trying to use SNAP benefits, that could have been avoided, but they're
yep.
trying to get at the American. They trying to hit us where it hurts. So let's take
Yep.
away these SNAP benefits. Let's blame it all on the Democrats. Let's make it all about, and then you're hungry, your kids can't eat, and then everybody's like, oh my God, why would you just keep the government closed? Like, this is crazy, you need to reopen the government. And it's like, nah, because y'all gonna eat. To Weekday's point, these food banks are full right now. i've
They
always
really are.
I've always given to food banks. I've always volunteered at food banks. They ain't never full.
The
They are
Boy
full
Scouts
right
just
now.
the Boy Scouts just distributed the green. Did y'all? I don't know if they do that in your state. They do it in our state,
Hmm.
but they did the
The
green
best.
cloth bags. Yeah,
Hmm.
they just dropped them
So
off
you
this past
care
weekend
goods.
for
Mhm.
Saturday. Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, I mean, so this is the thing. Like, I think as a whole, the American citizens want good health care, and those that can are stepping up and doing what they can to help those being affected while this government is shut down. And for those
But
8 Democrats to just cave in,
oh,
it's like, what were y'all like? This was a waste of time. Like, it
right.
was a waste of
Nothing
time.
got
You know how many people have gotten behind on their bills, have lost jobs, have had all kinds of issues going on because of this government shutdown. And then it was all for nothing because you just caved and we got nothing from it. Like,
not a thing. Nope.
that's really how I feel about it. I feel like we shouldn't have caved.
And
I
this
do
would have been the
believe that the
perfect time not to cave. This right here, we would have been okay. Not to
right.
cave, and y'all find out where that
And
money is.
had we not caved, to Bookworm's point, if we had not caved, this situation going on with the airlines would have started to affect millionaires and billionaires.
And that's what we needed to affect, and that's
And
what my
so
point has
my
been.
point is,
Yep.
yeah, so my point is like this, if it affects that, then at some
Th-
point the Republicans are going to have to take a step back
They would
and
have had
start
to bow
listening to
down.
us
They would have
and
had to bow down.
had to have a
Yes.
conversation about healthcare. And you
Yep.
know it was already affecting them because we ain't even been in this situation for a week yet where they started canceling all these flights and Trump was on there, talking about, oh, you're going to lose your jobs. You're not a
Bonuses
patriot.
and
That told you
patriots.
right there that
He
we
was
were winning
scared.
this fight.
Yep.
What the hell is wrong with y'all?
He
I
was
mean, it
getting
still hasn't
nervous.
passed. I'm hoping the House, but I don't see how. But I'm hoping the House.
No, I'm hoping the audit comes up. I'm hoping that might be the
What?
card. That might be the I don't play spades, but what is the what oh hell, the big deuce. I don't know which
The
one it
ace.
is, but I don't know. It's when you throw down the bell and you won the game or something. I don't know.
Like
I
craps or
went to an
something?
all I
Um,
went to a
you're
PWI. I'm so sorry.
but
Hilarious. I cannot.
you're right, V. It says January 30th, but the vote for the health care is to happen in December. Okay.
The vote
So
that
January
they're
30th
looking
is
at. Yeah.
supposedly
Yeah, the vote, but I
for
thought that the
so
CR was good to the 30th of
yeah, they
January.
saying it's good
Okay.
to January 30th for funding for certain things,
Okay.
not for everything. So that's what I'm saying. Like government workers, y'all gonna be back at the same point if they can't agree on something else. So the Democrats should have held the line to me. I felt as though
Really,
if
this
we
was the
start
perfect
hitting
opportunity.
this
Yep.
was the perfect opportunity because again, y'all were talking about airlines. I'm talking about the commercialization of this whole Christmas thing and everything else. It would have stopped everybody from making money. It wouldn't just been the airlines. And that's what I was saying that should have
That's true.
happened. So
That's
then
true.
Hmm.
that because people, guess what? When you ain't got no money, how you buying Christmas gifts? So now these
You
people
ain't.
gonna go back. You're not.
Business
So
is
now these people
canceled.
are going to go back and hopefully, because let's all remember, even though this is still a conversation, guys, okay? The government has not reopened. This is still a conversation.
Yep.
It has
It
to
got
go
to
back to the
pass.
House. They haven't
Yep.
gotten it to pass. They haven't gotten it to the House yet because Mark
Why
Johnson
happen?
hasn't brought everybody back from the House, right?
And,
So
and pressure
this
can be
CR has
applied.
not passed. These people are and people still are not getting paid and people still not getting their SNAP benefits. So where did we go from this? Because these 8 senators, because let's remember, if everybody like to know, Georgia, Ossoff was on that list originally, and he got his
And
ass off of there
he
because
did.
he's up for
Quick.
reelection in 2026. So
Um,
you
So
are
something
right, V.
I
I
told
fully
my
agree.
yep, I told my husband this the other night because he's complaining about these 8 people, and I said to him, "Listen, at this day, at this time and age, the only people that we can be focused on is our senator,
the
That's right.
one up for
Exactly.
of the state of
reelection.
Georgia.
Yep.
If you know that
Yeah.
he's about to do something he ain't supposed to do,
Yep.
you need to get on that phone and be like, "Oh
Um.
Yep.
no, we
Yep.
want health care. We don't want
Yep.
we want you to hold the line." And they will
So
switch their vote. But when you have
so
somebody that's not trying to
January's
be
first.
reelected, then
Nope.
and you ain't holding them
January's
accountable, that's just the type of shit that happens.
okay. So ACA, because yes, I could get ACA, so I know what the bill it looks like. If y'all like to know, it's ridiculous, right?
I think he
um,
wants to
that
rename
bill.
it. I honestly think that he wants to come in, create his own health care plan, almost as similar to that, and throw
He's
his
got a
goddamn
concept of
name
a
on it.
plan. You know
Right.
how long this
Because he
Obama
doesn't
plan
like,
took together?
yeah, oh, yeah, oh,
Affordable
that's
Care Act
fine.
took almost 3 years before they all could agree on this. This is not something that's overnight. That, like he kept saying, I have a
Nope.
concept of a plan. This is not an
He
overnight
just want to,
of
he
structure.
wants to
Okay,
dismantle
he,
everything Obama
but
accomplished.
this is not this. If y'all like to know, this man, first of all, is suffering with dementia. Every night he gets and starts to rattle off because you notice it's at night that you start seeing the true social bullshit coming through. This man has strong dementia, and this is signs of
We are
dementia. I'm
not
telling
medical
y'all. Number one,
professors, and we
okay,
do not.
I don't care. The man has dementia. All
Alleged,
right,
alleged,
okay. So
We are not
at this
condoning
point,
anything that she is saying about the,
okay, but
POTUS. I'm
alleged.
just putting that out
but
there. We are
let
not
me just
medical
be more
professionals.
clear. Let me be
He's
clear
showing
that he's
signs.
so mad at the American people, he
Showing
don't care
stop.
nothing
There you
about
go.
us. Okay, he's mad at the American people because in 2020 nobody reaffirmed that he was going to be president again. He did the
Right.
second time
He's
run
paying
and
us
he didn't
back
get
for
it.
that.
And so he's paying us back because the
Yeah.
American people did not stand behind him to say that he was going to be president again. This is all this is about. This man is a very vengeful, spiteful man. We can see that from getting Department of Justice involved in bullshit and things like that and trying to whatever. But when we start looking at the bigger pictures, I felt as though the Dems, y'all, first of all, we had the blue wave, which was great. Okay. The other thing that a lot of people don't know, and I stay in my political head to a degree because I want to keep up. Because guess what? I don't care what everybody says. Everything affects everybody. Stop sitting back, and I'm gonna tell you. You know who's the 1%? Who starts the 1%? Because all these people complaining about these people having cookies and shit like that.
The
Y'all motherfuckers are
non-voters.
y'all motherfuckers are 5 steps away from the people you despise, okay? You're 5 steps away from being that person. You lose an income, and guess what, baby? You might not be able to hold on much longer, okay? So let's just keep that real, and they don't wanna keep that real. But guess what? Let me tell you who's the 1%
You
and
know.
middle class people, and I'm talking upper middle class. You have to make $400,000 a year to see a big tax break in the federal tax program. If you're not making $400,000 a year, sit your ass down and know that you're 5 steps from food stamps, from SNAP benefits. And I'm just being really frank with you. You're not part of what they would call going even near the top 1%. You have to see that
Yeah,
kind of income.
and
And
there's
most of us are not there.
something I was reading recently about statistics and how many Americans have 10,000 or more in a savings account. It's only about 15%.
It's a
Yeah.
very small percentage.
Very
Very
small amount.
small.
And
67%
think
of people
about it.
are in
And think about
debt
that.
up to their ass.
10,000. Think about it. If only a 15% of Americans have 10,000 or more in their savings, and on average, a home is costing between two and three, $4,000 a month.
The median. Yep.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's not that ain't nowhere near 3 months worth of savings for your bills, like, and that's only 15% of Americans. So think about it, like,
Yeah.
everybody's dependent on their job. So I understand why some of these federal workers are ready to get back to work, and I understand why some folks are quitting their federal job, because it's like I can't even I'm willing to risk my pension and all, because if I don't, I'm gonna be homeless. But if this goes on any couple more months, so it's
And they're taking out loans that are going to need to be repaid.
yeah.
And they are, someone
And
said
some
that,
people can't take out a loan because their credit's jacked up. So
right.
what are they
And
supposed to do?
But
also,
67% of Americans are overextended in credit.
oh,
Like
yeah.
it's like over 60%.
And people are signing up. I guess they were saying you're taking out loans to pay your mortgages from, all of that. But then you also, for those who weren't getting paid, your insurance was still being paid out because you were still getting your insurance. So
Yep.
when you do go back to work, you have to pay back that insurance that was being not taking out of your check, but you were still getting your benefits. So you have to pay that back. And so now you're just racking up more debt, and then you have to pay back that loan. I mean, it is awful, awful. Kids are moving back in with their parents. And I'm talking about kids, but I'm 50 some years old. 30-year-old, kids are moving back
Mhm.
in with their parents, as adults, because who can afford to. Child. Mm-mm,
So
mm-mm.
that brings me to another topic. Let's chat about it real quick, and then we're gonna get off of this, and we're gonna have a we're gonna talk we're gonna have
Mhm.
some
Yeah.
fun. But fiscal responsibility, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think with everything going on right now, just watching it all unfold, um, even folks, I think a lot of folks that are on Snap get a bad rep.
Mm-hmm.
Most of them work,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Oh
and
yeah.
they just it's just you cannot afford to live. They're making what they consider below the poverty level for their size of their family.
Yep.
Um, but they're doing what they can, and they need some assistance. There's been times where everybody's needed some assistance along the way in life, right? And if you haven't, there might be an opportunity where you will,
Keep
need some
living.
assistance later on. And so, um, I have my daughter. She is, and there was this. Oh, I think it was a basketball player. I think it was an NBA player recently. They were talking about
Mhm.
how he went from like a millionaire to living back in the projects that he grew up in, because he's just broke. Um, and you hear about this a lot. So one of my daughters, my oldest daughter, she is getting her first apartment. Um, and so, we've been working on her budget. And she is taking on a job that is based in California, where you know that the starting rates are always higher than down
Okay.
here on the East Coast.
Yep.
And so I've explained to her, it's I'm proud of you. I'm happy that you're going to be making this money as an entry level, employee, but you live in the state of Virginia. Your salary is based on California prices. And if
Mm-hmm.
something happens to this position and you have to go find you another position, you live in the state of Virginia. So you might end up having a pay cut, right? Because that's not what they're paying for these positions in the state of Virginia. And
Gotcha.
so it's just a reminder that you have to always, I am a strong believer, and everybody that knows me knows this. I believe in living my best life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to do the experiences. I'm going to make the memories. I'm going to live my life like today's the last.
Mm-hmm.
But you also have to make sure that you are living comfortably, but well within your means at the same
Mm-hmm.
time. Right. So if I know that I'm a person that wants to be out here and play as hard as I work, I can't be house poor. I can't be buying some luxury vehicle that not only do I got to spend $1,000 on the monthly payment, but then I also got to put premium gas in
Oh
and
my
pay 500,
God.
pay $200 for oil change. Like I'm not. You got to live within your means, right?
Yo, the
So
prices of oil changes are ridiculous.
yes,
Sidebar, but go ahead.
yes, absolutely. So we talked about creating a budget and just making sure that her budget, as she's looking for her apartment, is based on what she could afford comfortably with a normal salary for her career in the state that she currently lives in. So even though you're gonna be
Gotcha.
making more, that's like, and we talk about this all the time. Just because you get qualified for a $500,000 house, don't mean you need
Don't
to go
mean
out
you
there and
go out
buy
and look
a
one,
five hundred
look for
thousand dollar
one.
house, right?
No, you better not.
So she my little bougie girl. So she want to live at the town center and be amongst the shopping centers and all of that. So okay, you can do that because you need to live your best life. But guess what? We're gonna get you a studio. We're not gonna do a one
Yeah.
bedroom. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's things like that. So I was doing some research because I wanted to be able to provide our listeners, our nieces and nephews, with some tips on fiscal responsibility. And so a couple of I think I have 10 tips for y'all. Create a budget.
Ooh, yes,
Um,
Lord.
and when you create your budget, not only include your bills, but your living expenses, your groceries, your gas, your day-to-day things, right? Make sure that that's all included in your budget. And savings is also included in your budget. And track your spending. Try to keep track of every dollar you spend to help you stick with your budget, to see ways where you can maybe trim some of the fat, as they say. Smart debt. If possible, avoid taking on debt. If you must take on debt, be aware of the interest rates and make sure payments fit into your budget. Like Miss Bookworm said, these Klarnas and these Affirms and Afterpays and all of that, child, when you say, oh, I can pay for, or they done took a step further, I can do 6 months or 12 months, and look at those interest rates. Make sure that that amount that you're going to be taking on is okay with your budget, because not only do you have to do, if you're doing five different Klarnas, have you
Ooh.
checked that against your budget? Just because they said approved don't mean that you really can afford it. Save for emergencies. Set aside some money
Mm-hmm.
each month in case of emergencies. Now I get it, some of us are living check by check. Listen, all right. It's hard out here, okay? But there's always a way that you can, like I said, if you track your spending, there's always a way that you can trim some of that fat. Even if you're putting $5 aside every week, $5
Yes.
aside every week is better than $0 aside every week.
Mm-hmm.
So, save for the future. Put a few dollars aside for your retirement. If your 401k, if they're matching, if maybe you can't do the whole 3% that you want to do, start with 1%.
That's it.
Something. If you're getting a raise and you've been living off of this money all this year and you're doing okay, then the money that you get from your raise, put that into some kind of investment. Live within your means, people. I cannot say this enough. Live within your means. Stop making
But
these
know what your
designers
means
rich.
are. Yeah, but
Right.
realize what your means are. Like your
That
means and your
part.
wants is yeah, come on now.
Yes.
Needs and wants, prioritize.
Right. And nobody's saying that you can't have wants. Like I said, I just got back from the Rock the Bells cruise, right? I love my experiences. I love living life and doing things that bring me joy. But you have to live within your means. Like
You
I'm on
have
a Rock
to.
the Bells cruise, but I was in my little obstructed ocean view room like I get every year. Because first of all, I ain't even gonna be in the damn room. I don't need the penthouse. I'm living within my means, and I'm still enjoying every free entertainment on this ship that you are.
Yup.
You know
Yup.
what I'm saying? So,
My husband, we be hitting that buffet. I be like, you don't want to go to none of the specialty restaurants. He want to say, bitch, you on this boat, ain't you? Now eat, eat. I swear for God, he be
listen, we
looking
had
at
to
me like
move
I'm
our
nuts.
room. We had to move my room twice because of some noise issues. And
Uh-huh.
so they gave us a free meal to one of the specialty restaurants. Listen, me and my husband was up in there eating that steak
Child, I wish. I
like
said,
it
don't we
was
got something to complain about? I
it
said,
was
we
the
don't got
last
nothing to
meal.
complain about.
You couldn't tell us we had made it to the top, okay?
I'm telling
So
you, shit.
number
I've
seven
been
is plan.
buffeted down.
Number seven is plan for big expenses. So down payment
Yes.
on a house or a new car. Plan ahead by saving and making informed decisions about your finances. For example, my daughter that I'm just talking about, at some point in the next couple of years, her plan is to move to California.
Oh, okay.
She has to plan for that, right?
Hmm.
So, she's starting to think about that, and she's putting money aside and taking on a side hustle to set money aside, because where she's planning to go for grad school is in the state of California. So she's like, well, I'm going to not be able to work 40 hours a week because I'm going to be in a doctorate program. So let me start putting money aside because this is something that matters to me. And I
Hmm.
think that that's great. And I think, nieces and nephews, that's how we have to start thinking. You can have the house, you can have that car, but you have to plan for it, you know? Be mindful of credit behaviors that lead to carrying monthly
Oof.
balances and spending more than you otherwise with cash or a debit card can lead to more financial problems than avoiding using credit altogether.
I know that's right.
Hmm.
Mhm.
Educate yourself. Learn about personal finance and investing so you can make informed decisions about your money. Ask for help. Do not be afraid to ask for help from a financial advisor, or a family member to help you create a budget or to give you some information. I think y'all know how I feel. I feel like everything in your life needs to be you need a checkup every year. So
Yep.
you need a spiritual checkup, you need a physical checkup, you need a mental checkup, and you need a financial checkup at least once a year. You need to just tap in and see where I'm at on all aspects of my life. And so, finances should be no different. Sit down with a
Nope.
financial advisor, not somebody that's trying to make money off of you, just a financial advisor that can help you
Teach you.
understand how you
Yep.
can help your money make you money and still live a life that you're comfortable with. You don't want to be house poor. You don't want to be living check to check because you've made poor decisions. Sometimes you live in check to check just because shit is
Life be
expensive,
life,
right?
and yep.
And housing is expensive. You ain't trying to get shot leaving your house, so you want to live in a decent neighborhood, but you don't want to be living check to check just because of bad financial decisions. So,
I
all right,
agree,
ladies.
and I
Any
do think
any thoughts on that weekday?
I agree, and I think that if you are still employed, check with your employer. A lot of employers offer other programs than just health benefits, people, and
Mhm.
some of them do offer somebody to help you with understanding your finances. That is a
Mhm.
complimentary service. If you do have a 401k, I've been talking to my advisors at Fidelity. I have investments there, I have stock and so forth. I'm surviving. And like I tell people my story, it's true. I've been broken in a joker. I've been living like, thank God for family. I lived with my mom for 3 years before I could build up and buy my house that I currently live in. And yes, I
Mhm.
could afford it more house, but I knew after being financially, and I want to tell you guys, broke is a state of mind. Being financially broken, okay, is the word we need to use, right? Broken is something where I was, because you can always pull yourself back together. And that's why I was trying to say earlier. I know that you guys are suffering some financial hardships and you're seeing it, but I also saw people talking about Halloween costumes and what I'm going to do with my kids for Christmas. This is where we talk about sacrifice that you guys are missing. Sometimes the sacrifice is something that's short. People don't see sacrifice, but it's usually short term. I lived with my mom for
Mhm.
3 years. I've lived in this house for five. I've yet to
Mhm.
miss a mortgage payment. Did you not hear me say
Mhm.
I've been 6 months unemployed? And I can tell you unemployment does not pay the mortgage here
Oh God,
at all.
no.
And I have a car note. So I started thinking about the rainy day funds. And there were things that you walk away from. As V was saying, oh, I like the good life. And guess what? I do live it when I have to and when I want to.
Mhm.
But I also knew that I had to give up going and buying Prada, Burberry, Gucci,
Yeah.
Louis Vuitton, because I was that girl. That was where I was living at. That's where I was dropping money like it was no every month, every other month. And I had to start to think about what is it worth? Because when everything went rock bottom and I tried to sell some of it, some of them would not even sell. So
Ooh,
I just want you guys to see and stop living. And we talked about this in episode 7 about stop living your life through social media. This is real people. We are living real lives with real sacrifices, real financial issues. So I thank you, V, for putting together that list. The first
that's a
thing I
great
did when I
list.
moved to my house is budget. Build a budget spreadsheet or ask someone to help you build a budget spreadsheet and account for every nickel, dime, and penny. And then, Miss Bookworm, you said something that I always, when I was going through and my first couple of years and still now, I had what we call, I show up at the store and I say, is that a want or a need?
That's
And I
it.
assess it. That's how you assess it. Is it a want?
And
Do
that
I just want it
that will
or do I
humble
need it?
you. That
That's
will
it will humble
humble
you.
you ugly. That I mean,
That's
I
right.
have been ugly humble. I'm like, oh, and my
Like I
husband be
said,
over there
the two
just a
words of the day.
smiling. I'm like, F you right now.
Yeah,
I want this want,
the two words
not
of the
these
day. Yeah.
needs.
Mm-mm. Yeah. Two words of the day: humility and sacrifice. People,
That's it.
they are short lived. They really are short lived because when you get to my big old age, and I can sit here and somebody said to me, "Wait a minute, I thought you got laid off back in the May. You still there? They ain't put that notice on your door, and they will not, motherfuckers. If you want to know, no." Because I learned a lesson the last time this happened, a solid lesson. And so I'm just trying to help you, nieces and nephews. Don't be where I'm at. And like I said, my credit score was by that time, 8 years ago, it was like 300. By the time I bought this house, y'all won't believe it was a 580. Today, my credit score
That's
is
good.
783.
Oh,
Okay.
that's wonderful.
You can rebuild. You can do this right. And I don't, none of my credit cards are up to the limits. Actually, they're all getting paid off because you
Hmm.
have to be smart when you move and when you do those movements. And I could have ran them up with Prada, Gucci, Burberry, Louis Vuitton, and any other store that I felt I needed to do. Stop. This is not the time. In these next four
Nope.
years, in next 3 years, we are seeing this become harder and harder to do. So thank you, V, for that list.
That was an excellent list.
Yeah. I hope that, our nieces and nephews that are listening are taking heed. And, like I said, you don't have to have much. To start with whatever you have. You'd be surprised you putting $5 aside every week. You look up in 3 months and you be like, oh,
Oh
I got
yeah.
$100 in here. Like
Yep.
Mm.
it will make you smile just to know that you are doing something. So start where you are. You don't have to start where someone else has started. Everybody's different. Everybody's got a different, financial obligations. But you know, biggest lessons is definitely live within your means. Stop trying to keep up with the Joneses, because half the time the Joneses are about to be arrested for fraud. Like,
Honey, who?
Girls,
Who?
scams, and
Who?
everything else. Amen.
Who?
so
I'm trying to tell
keeping
you.
up with them will have you, locked up next to them.
Mhm. Get real.
So all right, so let's switch
Ask the
subjects real quick.
housewives. Take your pick of
Right.
which town.
We
Take your
spent a
pick
lot
of
of
which
time on
ones.
we spent a lot of time on that, but I think that that was something. Listen, this government shutdown is affecting everyone. And it's definitely something I think we needed to chat about and get some stuff off our chest, because I know I've been in my feelings about certain things. But you got to be careful, because you can't be talking politics to everybody. And
Yeah.
you know people
Oh,
start
I'm
to
sorry.
fight. People that you've been cool with. Y'all gotta start having words over some of this
Oh,
political nonsense.
politics will separate you quick, quick.
Yes,
It's destroyed
yes.
families,
Get real.
relationships, co-workers,
Mm-hmm.
your livelihood.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, child.
Yes. So, but this is my safe space. I was like, all right, let me ask y'all the question. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. It's my safe space. So, all right, weekday, are you ready for the dirty
What's
laundry?
that dirty laundry?
Yeah. Girl.
It needs
Girl,
some
listen.
fabric softener. Wait, I just wait.
Mm.
Sidebar. So the big lots around the corner went out of sale. I mean, was going out of business, and not all of them, but just that location. So my auntie had to have a procedure that day. So I'm like, okay, how long the procedure? It was an operation, so it was like I had hours. Oh, I should have stayed my ass at. Talk about wants and needs. But anyway, where was I going? Oh, the fabric softener. So I bought all this. All this stuff was like 75% off. So I'm grabbing laundry. I'm grabbing needs for the house. So this was about a month ago. And I bought them little beads, them laundry, the shaky shakies. And this is my first time doing. And I opened it up and I said, oh, this smell good. And when I just said, does your ladder need some of the shaky shakies? Is it a stinky ladder? You need some shaky shakies? I got plenty of them over here.
She said they got. She got plenty, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, I
She
got
got
plenty of
plenty.
Okay,
stale
so
goods for your
all
letter.
right, so okay. Well, listen, it ain't gonna smell good at all. So I'm just gonna be honest with you. Save your stuff for your own home, because the nonsense never stops. Okay. So the letter's called "Work Husband." Aunties, I want to say I need someone to talk me off the ledge. So what do you want to ask us? Okay, it's what my thought process is. I'm having a situation I need to get advice from some more mature than my friends. Yeah, we are a little bit probably more mature than your friends. You haven't told me how old you are. I'm pretty sure you're young. They are helpful, but sometimes I feel they steer me down the wrong path. Yeah, when we're young, we just tell you any crazy thing, right? So let me get to the story and how I think I'm going to handle this. So I'm like, okay, I can tell this sounds messy. I've been working at my job for 5 years. I have a coworker who has been like my mentor, and we are really close. I consider him my work husband, and he says I'm his work wife. Never like this. Never like this. Okay. I have seen him go through bad relationships. I also have been there when his baby mama showed up to our job wanting to fight me. She accused me of messing with him. Okay. I will admit I have been attracted to him, and when he broke up with his baby mama, we were sneaky links. We were
Well, he ain't the
involved for a
work
couple of
husband
months.
no more. He's not the work
Okay.
husband. He's your work fuck
Okay.
buddy.
Okay. Hold on. We were involved for a couple of months, but decided it was not good for our work environment. Now let's fast forward to today. There's a new chick who has joined our team. He and I are supposed to train her. Most of the time, she goes to him for help. He told me he is feeling her and is planning to ask her out. He has now been dating her for 2 months. Yeah. And she is some white tea girl. Some crazy her. Okay.
I knew it. I knew it.
I'm feeling jealous and hurt. Last week, me and him were told, no, she said, I'm feeling hurt. I know he's not my man, but I do not want to see him with her. Last week, me and him were told we are to go to a training at another location. His girl cannot go, and we will be there for a week. I handled the travel arrangements and have set up for us to have connecting rooms. I want to tell him how I feel, but I'm scared he may reject me. What are your thoughts?
He know how you feel. He done
Okay,
smashed you.
let,
Tell her,
let me just
weekday.
say this. Okay.
Tell her, please.
1-800 counselors is available for all you fucking crazy bitches out here. Okay. 1-800 counselors, go find them. They're available for all you crazy bitches. Girl, this is crazy. First of all, let's not call this person a work husband. This was a fuck buddy.
That's it.
Secondly, you shouldn't dip your pen in the company ink. That's what they
Oh,
used
that's
to
a
say
good
years
one.
ago, right? Right? Don't dip your pen in the company ink,
That was a good
right?
one. That was definitely
That's
a
a
good one.
good one.
All right. So he sounds. I'm going to say this to you. He's not dedicated to nobody. Maybe you should have had a conversation with the baby mama. Sometimes I guess you know what I always want to know from that previous woman. What the fuck really went on? Because we know there's three sides to this story,
Give
right?
me the Yelp. She should have got the Yelp review
Your
on the
side,
chick.
his
She
side,
should have
and
got
then
the
the
Yelp
damn truth.
review.
So you got to figure out
Yep.
that part right there. That's really the truth. So you get both of their sides. That's why people go to court and they ask both of y'all sides. So then the judge determines who's really lying and who's telling the truth. Okay. Um, but it sounds like this is his MO. He messes with
Mm-hmm.
people at work. He hooks up with these chicks at work. He gets y'all going. He gets y'all believing some fantasy about what's going on. You didn't say this man has ever been married. He's been settled down. He's a baby daddy, right? That's all you told me the extent of who this man is. You say he's a
He
mentor,
probably
so it
worked with
sounds
her.
like maybe he's a little bit older. older than you. Yeah, and he probably at some point had, worked with her, and then he got a
Mm-hmm.
new job, and they kind of fell off and whatever. Girl, do not do this. This is some foolishness. Go in your room. First of all, when you get to the hotel, just change the room. Because if you're that enticed, because I think this is the problem with people. We need to stop thinking of lust as the answer to what we call relationships. Lust is not a relationship. It's lust. We lust people. We lust after people. Men probably do it more quickly than women, because women, we try to find out you a little bit deeper. Like, who is he? What's your personality? What are you thinking? Men are all they thinking is about, damn, if she busts open that damn blouse, I want to see them titties. I want to see that fat ass. That's what they're thinking the whole time we're talking to them. I don't care what they
Tits
say.
and
Don't
ass.
believe that lie. It's tits and ass for them. But while you're thinking, let me see if he's a deeper person. Let me see how he would handle things. Let me see if he liked children. Let me see what he would do about finance. He ain't thinking about nothing else but glazed over with them tits and ass, because men are all about the visual, right? Until they get to know you and maybe find some deeper insight to you. So right now, this man won't mind you just slipping in the bed with him and giving him what he had before. But I'm going to say this, and this might not sound nice. It might not have been that great for him to be looking for somebody else. That's what I'm gonna say
Oh,
to you, because you really never said why y'all ended it, right? So even though he was flipping your pancakes up and down. It may not have been that great, or whatever you were doing. Maybe you weren't great at, lighting his wick. I mean, the wax wasn't coming right. I don't know. I just know that you need to step away from this at this point. This is not good for you. This is unhealthy. Maybe you need to go find another job, and you worry about this white girl and what she doing. Maybe she's doing some other tricks. I don't know at this point. But I do know one thing. This man is not dedicated to anybody. So if you're looking for some longevity with this, girl, you're gonna go back to being the sneaky link. That's my answer. Miss Bookworm.
I forgot what her question was.
Her question is, should she try to
did,
reconnect?
did she
She's
what?
asking the question. She wants to know if she should tell him how she feel and she should reconnect with this fool.
Oh, that's right. No, no, you shouldn't. Girl, I know you ain't here and ask God. Y'all are killing me softly. No, honey. No, you
Mm-mm.
can't. No. How soft can I say this? No, honey. He knows how you feel. You know, he knows exactly how you feel, which is why y'all slept together. And it ended for whatever reason, but now this other chippy comes in, and she just happens to be, a 8.5 by 11, and you're not liking that. That's might be problematic, number one, for you. But girl, bye. Girl, bye. And you made the travel arrangements, so you're going to tell him. Okay, so tell him how you feel, and then what? Do you have a plan B for that? Because what if he tells you he just want to do just what he doing, fucking around with and having work wives and all that it entails? Because you was one. Now you're no longer. He divorced you. Your work husband divorced you and has remarried to another work wife. Now what? So you tell him, and you expect him to stop sleeping with her? You think he will? Or are you going to sabotage everybody's job and be a hurt, angry bitch that's just going to start some shit? Because you're starting it right now. You got to join in rooms. You want to tell them that shit is messy. You shouldn't be messing around. Just like Weekday said, don't dip your pen in the company ink. That is spot on. I agree 1,000%. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't. Okay. All right. Go on and tell
Listen,
them, girl. Go on and tell them. Write
Get
back
your
and let
feelings
us
hurt.
know how that worked out.
Yeah.
between weekdays sayings and Miss Bookworm's facial expressions, I'm over here dying. Y'all are cracking me up. I don't know why I allow myself to get stuck between these two Tauruses every week, y'all.
I'm like,
Continue
what
to pray for
the
me.
hell?
So, to answer her question, you need to leave that alone, boo. I listen.
She has to be
Yeah.
young.
Oh,
She
she
got to
is
be
young.
young.
Yeah, she's young.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
listen,
you
she's
can
young,
use
young.
them.
I
Yeah.
get it. Like, when somebody's your work spouse, they do things for you, right? They're taking care of you. That's why you call them your
Right,
work spouse.
right.
Those lines can get blurred, and I can see how you can start to catch feelings and ooh this that and you didn't already tried it. He didn't moved on. You haven't, but he had clearly has. For you to go and get adjoining rooms, for you to tell him how you feel, especially when y'all have already smashed, right?
Yeah.
Um, you just gonna be miserable for the week.
Not really, because he gonna smash her for the whole week, and then
Yeah,
she's gonna be
Well,
that's right.
miserable when they
well,
come back. When they come back
Mhm,
is when the shit's
that
gonna hit the fan.
that's right.
that part,
When they
that
get
part,
back.
yeah,
Yup.
you right, you right.
They
So
gonna have
no,
a
He
you
gonna
need
great
to.
take that
time.
ass again.
Oh,
Listen,
there's several times, 5 days, especially if she ain't on her cycle. Oh yeah,
You
child.
need to change your
She
mhm,
room, and you need to make sure you don't be getting drunk, cause you need to leave that
mm-mm,
alone. You need to
when
stay
she booked
sober
that room,
and far
when she
away.
booked that room, she knew what she was doing when she booked an
mhm,
adjoining room.
mhm,
That's it.
Oh,
You
she
knew what you were
absolutely,
doing. Yeah,
she
come on.
absolutely knew, but no. And listen,
mm-mm,
it don't matter whether she was a white girl or a black girl or
It
Asian girl
really
or
don't.
mm-mm,
Hispanic girl. You
mm-mm,
want that man for yourself. It don't got
And
nothing to
mhm,
stop
do with this
using the
woman.
term
It don't have nothing to do with what she looked like.
and you're
She just
throwing around that work husband, work wife term so
yeah,
loosely, and you don't even know
you
what
be,
it means.
mm-mm,
Ugh.
mm-mm,
right, right.
mm-mm, mm-mm.
So anyway, all right.
Yeah,
So
write us
hopefully
back.
you.
Let us know how upset you are, how you
Yeah,
turned
girl.
out. Let us
Yeah,
know how you lost your job because you
I
was
think it's gonna
that's
be
what I was
cutting a
getting
hard
ready
for
to say.
her
fool.
to practice self-control. The fact that she has
Yeah,
already made all these plans before reaching out to us
yeah.
lets me know that even though we're telling her this, I
Her
think that
mind is
she's
made up.
still
Her mind
gonna
is
Her mind
made
follow
is
up.
made up.
through,
She,
because
she,
she's gonna be
she's
with him
having.
for a week. They're gonna be interacting with each other off
Mhm,
site for a week.
She
Yeah,
already
you know,
intends for it to be that
yep,
way, which is why she got adjoining rooms. Now y'all could have been on different floors. He would have took the elevator, and that would have
yep.
been the end of that. Y'all could have still done. But for you to get adjoining rooms, you made it a little bit too much. You made it too easy. You made it. You made yourself accessible
right. And
to
because
him,
y'all have
and that
already smashed before,
you already was
Mhm,
he
accessible.
he
Now,
don't mind. He don't mind making it easy to smash. He ain't gonna have no problem seeing if he can smash again.
mm-mm.
See, if he had never smashed
Exactly.
before and y'all were really truly just work spouses, then he might not know whether he should tiptoe over that line or
Yeah,
not. But because y'all already
that's right.
smashed, he know he can tiptoe over that line, and you just gonna get feelings hurt because when he get back, girlfriend's still gonna be there, and you can tell girlfriend, and then
Mhm.
all y'all gonna be fired. So
that's what I.
Yep.
what's that gonna
Yeah,
solve?
he
You
gonna
gonna be
see that
fired,
Go
and you
find
that
still
another
ain't gonna
job.
have
door.
your man.
He gonna be like good
Go.
looking out on the adjoining room.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
So
Go find another job. My advice is go find another job. Go start looking for another job. And stop doing this shit. I don't understand this. I never liked. I'll be honest with you. This work husband and work wife
Mm-mm.
thing never felt good to me in the first place. I've seen
I
this
don't like it.
interaction before, and I don't
Yup.
like it. I think that you know what, you got a wife at home, and if I got a husband at home, we already got our spouses. Now we cool and we're good friends. That's a big difference. We're good and friends. I want to
You
meet
my
your
work
wife. You want to meet my
homie.
husband.
You my work
You know,
homie.
like I work with people that say, "Oh, you like my sis." Okay, then I can be your sister because I know at sister level we ain't doing that fucking right. You
No,
know,
my
we're not.
husband. My
We're not.
husband can't have a work sister.
No,
Sorry.
no, but I mean, but when you start talking and changing the dynamics, and people are using these words lightly because you're sexually
Right.
interested.
Too
I'm
loose.
going to just
Too
say
loose.
this. I'm gonna say this: men and women can be friends, but most men and women, there's somebody has sexual attraction for the other. I truly still believe that, and
Mm,
you got to figure out how far they tiptoe into it. Some people might find that you said Hell no. And they back off because they want to respect you. But that doesn't mean at some point in time they might not come back to follow up. But you already let him know. Y'all both let each other know that y'all crossed the boundaries of that. So you never could have came back and told me you were work wife and work husband again. Y'all were hooking up,
He has
and it could
access
happen
to you.
again. Yeah.
He had
So
access
no,
to you. You're more. Mm-mm.
find another
I would.
job.
I wish my husband would come home and say, "My work sis, my work wife." I don't even want to hear work friend, nigga. I don't want work. Better not come in front. If you better say colleague, colleague. That's all I better hear. Colleague.
Oh shit! You said you gonna fuck around and find out.
We all be fired. We all be in the poorhouse. We all go. I will light that bitch on fire. We all going down. You talk about flipping the table, flip the desk, I'm flipping coffee pots, I'm flipping all the
Coffee
microwaves,
pots.
I'm flipping the whole work lounge. I'm going in there like Grant Whitford.
But I ain't gonna lie to you. Yeah, my man can't come home talking no work wife and
No!
bullshit. I'd be like, listen, first of all, don't go to sleep, motherfucker, because I need to know. I'm not even looking through phones. Crazy
Oh, I
happens,
no.
at nighttime. That's when we get to see other crazy. That's when you can get to see mines too. At nighttime, I might wake up in the middle of the night and be like, this motherfucker just told me what? Let me go back and retract my steps.
You better
That's
have your
ask some
ring
folks.
on
Oh, ask
when
some
he
folks
went
when
to
I've been
work.
standing over top of them watching them sleep. Yeah.
Mm-mm.
See that? No, we can't do that. No, there's no work, nothing. Motherfucker, 9 to 5. Once 5 o'clock comes, 5:15, you in that damn car calling me saying, babe, I'm on my way home. You can tell me what went on at work and whatever, and you be like, who the fuck Susan? Did I meet that bitch?
But wait,
Let's ride
I
up there
do
and meet
like work
Susan.
dinners. I do like work dinners because you better bring me home a doggy bag. Give me yeah, all right. I like a work outing. I like when clients come to town and you gotta go. I was like, oh, that's all right. But you better have a ring. You better walk out here with your ring on before underwear on. Okay. You better have you better it better be known. Wait, he went out on the cruise. My husband walks. And he's out on the cruise walking, walking, and we were going our separate ways. He was going up top to walk. I was coming from up top smoking. So I get back to the room. I see that wedding ring was on the thing. I said, this nigga done went out walking without his ring. He came back. So he said, oh, I was going walking, no big deal. He said, oh my God, does that bother you? I said, no, it don't bother me, but it's gonna bother somebody else if you don't have a ring on that they try. Everybody gonna be bothered. Okay? I'm not bothered yet.
Lord Jesus. Lord, y'all couldn't handle my life. Y'all know my husband the mayor everywhere we go. So
Oh God, yeah,
and
yeah.
he works in a
Mm.
predominantly female,
Right.
profession. So
Yeah.
but I listen, my crazy ass, the kids will tell you, my crazy ass, like, but it's kind of hard for him to avoid women because
Oh
Yeah,
he
gosh,
works in a
yeah.
predominantly female
yeah.
profession, and then
Hmm.
he is literally the mayor, so he
That's
got groupies
okay.
everywhere
Just
No,
we
I
know
mean,
go.
that I will come in there and that's all right.
But
He
he
could
knows
be the
I'm
mayor.
crazy. He knows I
And I'll
cut.
flip
yeah.
all
He
this shit
knows
over.
he
I'll
knows I
flip
Yeah.
have
all
no
this
I'm not
shit
filter
looking.
and
over.
no poker face, so
Mm,
he don't.
yeah.
He'd be like, "Nah, you don't want this
No, let
smoke."
me tell you something. I ain't watching no phones. For me, I'm not looking at no phones. I'm not doing none of that. I don't have time for that shit. But if I see you out and we're out somewhere and I can tell that you may have fucked that bitch or y'all know each other too cozy. It's just about the how you doing and how you don't introduce me or how you do introduce me tells me everything I need to know. And that's going to be a conversation I'm going to have with you. I'm going to say,
Yep.
okay, who is she? Oh, she's some girl. No, she ain't some girl because she came up and said, hey, how you doing? And that how you doing is always not, hey, how you, I haven't seen you in a while. How are you? It's not a how are you? It's a big difference between how you doing. How you doing means what were you doing before? Because why would she be asking that question? Now, how are you? 'Cause I just heard something was wrong with your health. But how you doing means that what I always say to people, I only say that to friends. How you doing? How's things going with you? Whatever, whatever. But I'm saying that if I see some man on the street that I know that me and him have been involved in some kind of way, and his interaction to me is, "Hey, how you been? What you been up to? How you doing?" And it's the way they say it. The person I'm with, you that dumb. I need to get rid of you because you didn't see the signs homeboy just told you that he done been here. He know what it's like. If you don't see, so I know that as a woman, I can see those signs when some woman came and said, "Hey, how you doing?" And then if she touch you, well, okay, what the fuck is going on? Because there should be no hand motion. We should be saying hi with the hand. Hey, how you doing? And your hand should be attached to what? Your fucking body. Not his. Then me and him going.
My exes,
I'm
no,
not
don't
coming
even
for her
speak.
because I'm coming to you. Mm-mm. Yeah, some of my exes know not to speak.
Well,
That's another
All of them
conversation.
do. We're all in good graces, but keep it pushing. Don't even, we all
Mm-mm.
right. We
No.
all right. Number's still the same. You could throw a text out later, but
Yeah. Oh no. There's people that have been
you can
blocked.
check.
Please don't
You
text
can,
me.
you can. Oh, I ain't done it. You can check on me later, and I'll tell you, yeah, we still happily. You saw us. Keep it,
Mm-mm.
but don't come up. Don't wait. Don't. And you will
Anybody that's
get the
reaching
look.
out to
You
me,
already know. You will get the look that lets you know. Don't you come on over here. Don't you do.
most people that
Mm,
are reaching out to me, most males that reach out to me like that, we were really friends. That's it. That's all. That nothing else
right.
went
Oh yeah,
on
yeah, yeah,
between
yeah,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, it
Those
was
could
never
come speak.
anything. You can come speak. You can call me. I had a friend the
Those
other
could
night
come
said
speak.
he was on Facebook like, "Can I call you?" I'm like, "Okay, it's 11:30 at night." I'm like, "Thank God I ain't got no man," because he'd be like, "Wait a minute, who calling you at 11:30 at night?" I'm like, and I answer back, "Yeah, call me. I'm awake." But we are friends, and that's a big
Right,
difference
right.
from somebody saying, "Oh, let me hit you up." Hit me up? No, sir. No hit me ups. We good over here. So anyway, we're gonna let this go. Girl, go find a job. Go find a job. Go find a job and stop hooking up with coworkers. It's not a good look. That's not the answer. Go out with your girlfriends, date a little. I don't care what you do. Go on a date nap,
Yeah.
but stop focusing on that man. And let him go with the white tea girl. It's okay because it don't
He
matter what
going
her
to anyway.
nationality is and her ethnicity is. The man is just messing. He's a hoe. He
yeah.
is what we call the work hoe. You shouldn't be calling him a work husband. He's the work hoe. That's all.
So,
Cause
if
you're the
y'all want us
hoe.
to answer a question, you have for the aunties, feel free to reach out to us. You can email us at 3auntiesandamic@gmail.com. You can also send us a DM on any social media platform, 3 aunties and a mic. The three is spelled out THREE. As always, ladies, thank you for the candid conversations. Always a good time. Thank you to everyone that's listening and tuning in. If this is your first time, don't be a stranger. Make sure that you like and subscribe. We have a YouTube channel and we are on all social media platforms as 3 aunties and a mic. To all of our dedicated listeners, we love you. Thank you so much. Until next time, peace and love.
We love you, nieces and nephews.
Smooches.